This is Jürgen, good evening. Welcome to Toilet Talks number 2. Now in our office here in Weimar, I'd like to welcome you and I hope you enjoy a very brief introduction into integrated sanitation.
At first a slight suggestion that grew to haunt my mind was that eternal question, true love is hard to find. And then the day I found you, my love I had to...
Vor 10 Jahren hatte ich einen Auftrag und musste feststellen, dass es dafür eigentlich überhaupt keine geeignete Trockentoilette gibt. Und auf der Rückfahrt ist mir dann im Auto so die erste Idee gekommen. Und dann habe ich weiter darüber getüftelt und letztlich bin ich dann auf die Goldgrube gekommen, was nichts anderes ist als 2 Behälter in einem. Und weil es zu der Zeit keine schönen, schicken Trockentrenntoiletten gab, habe ich die bei der Gelegenheit auch noch mitentwickelt. Und seitdem versuchen wir die Trockentrenntoiletten und die Goldgrube zu vermarkten.
Now first of all I'd like to introduce you to this beautiful dry separation toilet which has been developed here in this office by Carsten. It's, to my opinion, the most feasible one that's on the market so far. And it has been installed in a lot of public places in Germany. It's actually called the gold mine because it collects urine and feces for value-added reuse. And you can see here on this map, which is basically Germany, the black dots that you can see here are the places where the gold mine is installed in public toilets. And it's working since, in some places, since more than 10 years without any problems. So that's the first thing I wanted to show you. Now, there's one thing which is particularly cool about a conventional sewage system. I'd like to show it to you. Look, we have the different components of a sewage system, like the toilet. We have some pipelines, we have a pump, and we have finally the treatment plant. And if we put that all together in the right way, then in the end, hopefully it will work out that the wastewater with all the ingredients flows to the treatment plant, gets treated so that we have clean water. That's actually pretty cool. And if we have the finances working, the administration and all the experts who are there taking care of the system, that's really brilliant and cool. Now, with a non-sewer sanitation system, which is maybe based on dry toilets, the situation is a little bit different. Well, let's start here with an example for a dry toilet. Of course, we need some sort of collection, could as well be some treatment here involved. And then at the end, we would need some transport to get away with the stuff and transport it out of my settlement. Now, you can already see that this may be fit together, but not 100% sure. But then we have also, when we look at the toilet, we have a lot of different possibilities for the toilet as a user interface. And then concerning the containers or local storage, there are so many possibilities depending on climate zones and the local situation, etc. And the same also for the transport. So we could have a horse cart, but it could as well be a pumping truck there. And then we have to bring it maybe to the omniprocessor, or we have to bring it to a biogas plant, or whatever kind of treatment there may be involved. So I have no idea how this should really fit together, because none of these things have been designed to work seamlessly together from beginning to the end. And that's the real challenge that we have with a non-sewer sanitation system. When we talk about integrated sanitation, we consider an infrastructure system by looking at material flows side by side with monetary flows and communication flows in a complete and holistic manner. At the same time, we look at the infrastructure that is already in place and try to include that into our overall system. I have described the 3 levels of integrated sanitation quite extensively, and the levels material flows and monetary flows became the basis for further research. Despite defining the notion integrated sanitation, so what an integrated sanitation actually means in practice, I've also developed a mathematical model here in Simulink, which basically combines all the material flows which you can collect in informal settlements and in apartment areas, and all the material flows within the system, as well as the monetary flows which are related to these material flows. Based on the parameters that I choose and how I calibrate the model, I can, for instance, calculate the cost recovery rate based on willingness to pay. I can evaluate the reuse potential in agriculture. I can calculate the economic potential or the discharge of material flows into the environment. I like to share 2 visions which are the main motivation of my professional work, and I hope they can become reality pretty soon. Vision number 1 is solving the missing link in the technology chain for sanitation systems. I'm deeply convinced that we urgently need a seamless technology chain, and we can achieve that with a good project of maybe 18 months and an interdisciplinary team of experts. And the result of this project has to be a technology for non-sewer sanitation which is at eye level with the conventional system or better. Vision number 2 is nothing less than a large-scale project combined with mass production of this new technology. And after the toilet revolution, I think of something as a sanitation systems revolution, where we really think big. No more pilot projects, but a really well thought through and well implemented sanitation system for a whole city, which is nothing less than a lighthouse project with global impact on sanitation. Now that you really know that we actually take it very serious about pee and poo, I show you our toilet in the office here. Just follow me. And we're actually supported by our Klugscheißer or clever shitter, because he's a clever guy, he's shitting on a separation toilet. And we're having one here which is pretty okay, but we use it every day and it's actually cool. So I really enjoy it here. Thanks a lot. Bye bye. I have to say goodbye for the moment. Ciao.
It's astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll. But listen closely.
Not for very much longer.
I've got to keep control.